and you, and you, and you. Just having some fun here this morning. I'm glad that you're here with me today. Of course, I'm talking to my guitar. I'm actually speaking to you and my guitar. Good morning, guitar, and good morning to you today. I hope you're having a super start to the day. We are running a little behind this morning, but that's okay. That's what we do. It's Friday, you know. It's just a really easy day. Roll it in easy, not in a big hurry. But I think today will be a good day. I think today will be a very fine acoustic day. I'm working, thank God it's Friday. That's right. Good morning, Kevin. I wanted to talk a little bit about using warm-ups to the warm-up, right, today. So there's a reason why I'm laser focused on tuning at the moment. And that is going to be Kevin, good morning. And Zumanji, Mark, good morning. Sorry, Mark. Mark, good morning to you, my friend, our friend. I should say our friend because you're not exclusively my friend, are you? But we have a nice little posse, and I wanted to start with, oh, we got Lex has a new image on his YouTube page. Lex, Mr. G, good morning. Your YouTube icon looks different. Did you update it? You updated it. Looks great, man. Looks great. I can only see the small icon, but I see green instead of white, which is, you know, it could be my eyes playing tricks on me, which reminds me of a wonderful song. But we are playing today. We are playing for peace, right? And we're playing for peace, and I'm playing for piece of action on the guitar. That's what I'm playing for. I want to have this morning ritual start before it actually starts with what I like to call a simple sequencing of ear training. Why did I practice? Why did I tune up my guitar so that it's accurately tuned? So I don't have a distorted understanding of what the guitar intervals sound like. All right, so we're going to start with the C major scale in open position, and you can see you can see the open D, fret 2, the 4 here, open G, and then, or you know, basically C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? And then C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Are you digging those? Are you digging those? I'm hoping that you're digging those. What I like to do now is I like to do this thing called ear training, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time. I'm going to breeze through it because this requires a lot more attention. I'm introducing this concept because it's so important for us to do as guitar practitioners. It's a great centering exercise, and during this process I will set my intention for this entire warm-up. So I'm using the C and the D notes together. I'm playing them together, and I'm going to listen for at least 8 clicks. And this is before the clicks even show up. And then I'm going to play the notes together and then separately. So we have the C and the D note. Once I understand the sound of the C note, then I'll play the open D string. And what I'll do is I'll stop the A string or that C note from ringing by just not lifting my finger off of the string, but by removing the pressure or releasing the pressure that it takes to hold the fret or the finger or the string down to the fret. That will go quiet at the same time I transition to the open D string. So there should be no bleeding of notes from one note to the next. That's a separate thing. That's a separate study. So I have do, re, and then I hear the motion, the movement is key, and then I hear them together, where I hear them as a static entity or a dyad or a chord or an interval. Okay, here we go. Major 3, 1, 2, 3. Instead of 1 and 2, I'm using 1 and 3. So I'll play them separately. And now listen for the do to the mi, the leap there, and then the notes get played together. But I'm not talking at all during this sequence. I'm only playing and listening. So again, separately. And allow ourselves the time to just be here and bask in the sound and be observant as we can. I like to imagine that my ears have hands and they're just bringing those notes even closer to my eardrums, you know. So that's a major 3rd right here, and then we play them together. That's English sweetness. And then we have the do and then fa, and then we work from one to the next, studying the distance between the C note and the F, and then we play them together. Should sound like a finely tuned Harley Davidson, you know what I mean? Should sound like a finely tuned bike. The 5th also sounds like a finely tuned bike. And then the major 6 and then the major 7. I do the same thing for all of these intervals, including the octave. Important, the guitar needs to be in tune. We can also do this exercise with the keyboard, but I like to do it with the guitar because the guitar resonates into my person, especially if on acoustic guitar. And then I can feel the intervals. I can feel those relationships develop and emerge in my own person. So that's what we're doing. And we started there. We're not going to end there. We're going to kick it off. I see a question here. Happy picking, everybody. Mark, sorry to see you go. Hope to catch you later. He's out, poof, like a shot in the dark. I don't know if you know values of guitars, but I have an original Martin D10. Local places keep balling me. Yeah, I think it's whatever the market will bear. Those are good things to understand, you know. It sounds like you've got a pretty cool guitar in your hands, and I would be very careful to take good care of it. So now we're tuned up. We were at 80 beats per minute. We have 20 minutes left. So grab your guitar. This is a good opportunity to start working the old neck. And we're up and down fingers 3 and 4 at 80 beats per minute. I'm working 4 attacks per beat, but you can, if you want, if you would like to, you could work 2 attacks per beat or even 1 attack per beat if you like. If this is what makes sense for you, you can play along and you don't have to match exactly where I am. The important piece of this is to get the fingers moving. That's the important piece of what we're doing here. John Burdett, do you play electric guitar? I've been known to play electric guitar. How about you? I like to warm up with the acoustic guitar in the mornings. It's just easy to grab, you know what I mean? But I also, like this morning, every morning I wake up at 4:30 a.m. Eastern, and I've got a cup of tea going in the morning usually, and then early. And I like to sit in the kitchen, and the doggies are sort of like just starting to wake. I like to sit with my Telecaster, just no amplifier, no no plugs, nothing, just me and my metronome. So I've been working at like 200 beats per minute, you know, recently, and just kind of getting a feel for 200, you know, and I think it's a good idea to take what we're doing and, you know, take it with a grain of salt, you know, just worry about having some fun. Fingers 2 and 4, you notice there's a finger stretch between fingers 2 and 4. I'm here every weekday morning, you bet I am, and at 7:30, so you can show up again and again and build yourself up alongside the other great guitar practitioners here in this live chat. It's a really wonderful piece of, let's go ahead and use fingers 1 and 3 because I don't need to go all the way back up with fingers 2 and 4. I could, but I also need to be aware of the time constraints that I have to operate within. Learning to work on and intonate my telly right now. Good idea. Yeah, Kronos. All right. Gotta love the tellies, you know what I mean? And fingers 1 and 2, 7 and 12. This is something that you either are here to do, or you're here to just kind of like you're moving on. You know what I mean? But if you're a guitar practitioner and you want to continue just building yourself up, building the tissues and the muscles and the tendons and all of the things, like I'm feeling a little bit of a burn right now. And mostly it's because I'm not breathing correctly. So I'm going to take a quick stretch right here just to get that forearm stretched out because I am feeling some acids build up here. I want to release that. I want to focus on my posture, my straight back, my tight belly, tight abdominal area, and a tight core, right? Solid core, strong core. And then I want to focus on my breath here, which will lift me up, and it will also help me to identify other areas in my body where I'm holding tension and release that. So I'm also going to do this. Patrick Mullins, Liz Reed, yeah, sound great. Thank you very kindly. It's wonderful to have people, you know, have friends show up here, Patrick or Mr. Mullins, and share good news and just be here as a guitar practitioner and nothing else. We're just really focusing on, this is a moment for ourselves, for getting with the guitar and just being with the guitar without any overwhelm. We don't want any situation that overloads. So I'm working at 80 beats per minute, but you're more than welcome to set your metronome or follow along with my metronome. Hopefully my metronome click is loud enough so that you can benefit from it, and then you can just keep playing along with your finger warm-ups. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do for finger warm-ups. And I am going to reattach the strap here. So we did some practicing yesterday, some rehearsing yesterday, and I was standing. You know what I mean? I do enjoy standing while I warm up, while I play, and I typically like to use a strap because I don't want to have to relearn how, you know, when I'm seated, this is exactly where the guitar lands when I stand, so that I don't have to relearn how all of the angles, you know what I mean? Some of us like to have the long straps and get way down here, which is cool, but I don't have the time to relearn anything, you know. I want to learn something in one perfect ergonomic approach. You can see the little cheap guitar back there, the little black and white next to the ES339. So I'm using fingers 2 and 3 and 4 now. We're moved on to fingers 1 and 2 and 3 because, you know, we're just dealing with a time constraint of 1/2 hour. We have a lot to get through. I basically started today with an ear training approach, which is causing us to be a better listener. better listeners as we proceed through our morning ritual of guitar growth. Now what I'm doing is fingers 1 and 3 and 4. And we could use fingers 1 and 3 and 4. We could just kind of noodle around with it, or we could use these sort of finger rolls where we ascend 1 and 3 and 4, and then 4 and 3 and 1 on the next contiguous string. Or we could just do 1 and 3 and 4 as we ascend. But now I'm coming back up from position number 1, and I'm using fingers 1 and 2 and 4. I'm going to shoot for little short, laser focused notes. Try to mitigate string noise as we get down to the low E, A, and D strings, just to clean up the technique a little bit. Anyway, let's go back to fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're just kind of starting on 9, 10, 11, and 12. We'll descend all the way down to position 1, and then ascend with this 4th finger stretch. So we'll get there. I'm focusing a little bit more on my back. I want to sit upright, focusing on breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's a little more difficult for me to breathe in through my nose. I have a deviated septum. I dropped a Marshall stack, a 412 cabinet on my face one time. I thought I died, but when I realized I didn't, then I had a lasting nose and nasal injury. So anyway, here's the 4-3 stretch 4. The 4th finger stretches are important. The next thing we're going to do is ascend all the way back up to position number 9, and then I'm going to kick my 1st finger back instead, and then I'm going to do that thing called the kickstand exercise. And this kickstand exercise is something that we do every day. We do it every day. You know why? Because it's cool. It's a great thing to do. It puts us in touch with, let's say you wanted to join, like if you wanted to kind of like be a shred guitar player, or you wanted to get that really cool reach, that arpeggio, get the octave at the top of that 3-string arpeggio, at a moment's notice. And that's where these exercises really shine. It really builds agility into our fret hands, and you're going to feel the difference, right? You're going to feel it. So 1st finger stretch back, we have fingers 1 reaching way back there. We're starting a fret earlier, but it's stretch 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's an exercise I like to refer to as the kickstand exercise. Yeah, all right. I'm here every weekday morning, so you bring your guitar and join us. Bring your guitar and play along. It's a small but mighty group, and last year we did. What I'm going to do? I'm going to ascend using, both the 1st and 4th finger stretch. So let's manage that and just see. You can see already that it's really, this kind of exercise is really benefiting our fret hands. Last year we did 60 beats per minute for 1 hour every weekday morning at 7:30 for 260 episodes. So we totaled about 936,000 clicks last year. Good. I can see for miles and miles and... Right, just a lot of great songs out there. Wow, that's not it, but it's close to that. So let's go ahead and get into the old diagonal patterns. this could be a sweep technique, as you know. And you can see my fret hand kind of just making one solid fluid push or sweep through all 4 strings. And then it's also a down up or an alternate picking exercise whereby we develop our, you know, our depth in our picking skills. So we have a lot of fun with those too, okay? Now we're moving into pentatonic palace. So if you need these pentatonic shapes, if you need these, you can always email me at grow, G-R-O-W, at jasoncareyguitar.com and just say, hey, I'm looking for the minor or the pentatonic binder. I have a PDF binder that you're going to want. It's free. It's free. And if you do want to become a dedicated student, I would encourage you to join the membership of the channel at the dedicated student level, because every week we do, we're going to meet this year, and talk about shape number 2, and talk about, we're going to debrief every week. We're going to talk about what we did, we're going to review, and we're going to talk about what's coming up, so you can be ready. You get these PDFs too, you know, these free PDFs are really going to make a difference as we start to move toward like world domination. I'm on shape number 3 now. As we start to move toward world domination with a guitar, we're going to need these, you know, we're going to need to kick it up to like 90 beats per minute, 100 beats per minute, 110 beats per minute, 120 beats per minute. We're going to push the envelope this year. This is our year to really just see what happens when we press on the gas, okay? And it's fun. We're having a ton of fun. Shape number 4. And this is, I think, one of Mr. Mark Knopfler's favorite guitar shapes. He uses this a lot in Sultans of Swing. This is a great shape that, you know, is a pretty commonplace for him. We're going to use shape number 5 here and ascend our way back up shape number 5. After this, we're just going to work through we're finishing up the week with the blues shape. Shape number 1, blues shape number 1. And then that starts, of course, with 1, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, and 1. And then we repeat the 1, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, and 1. And then flat 3 on the top. So we're starting there. So you can join me if you'd like. And then if you'd like to, you know, you can play other notes in there. It doesn't really matter, but programmatically we want to know the shape so we can deploy the shape at a moment's notice, right? Hey Robbie, good morning. Dog walking cold and slow, running behind. I was walking the dogs this morning. 2 degrees up here this morning. So now what are we doing? All right. We have 5 minutes left. Oh, let's go ahead and take a look, just walk through the, again, if you need these shapes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re. We're just walking through the C major scale, or the major scale system, through the cycle 4 sequence. If you need this tablature, it's free. You can email me anytime you'd like at grow, or GROW, at jasoncareyguitar.com. Grow at jasoncareyguitar.com. And if you'd like, you can sign up as a channel member. As a dedicated student member level, we do weekly debriefs, you know, so you'll enjoy that. I recommend you check that out. And then we have this nice, you know, A flat, and then we're moving up to D flat. And then moving up to G flat. Right, so there's G flat. Here's a patternization of it. It's really important to know all of these different shapes, I think. So these 7 shapes go nicely through the cycle 4 sequence. And if I start with, I can use I can just get a little bit of a vocal warm-up in, just to kind of get my embouchure moving around for the day. I have some friends coming in for some studio recording this morning, so it will be helpful for me to have that good diction and enunciation and be warmed up and ready for whatever might come our way. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, do, and then do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, up a half step, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, do, and then up another half step, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And I really work on a strong core so that my diaphragm can push the air up and out of my guitar, my voice, right? So singing this with the guitar is super helpful. Mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, do. And I recommend that you try this as well. I know a lot of us are vocal enthusiasts. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, do, and then do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, change the next 2 strings up, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, do, and then do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, do, and then do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, up another half step, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol, do, and then do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, do, or you could do do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, do. If you wanted to sing major triad, do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol. So and then we're on A flat. Do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, do, do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, do, do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol. And then I start thinking about falsetto, so singing in my false voice, head voice. And then moving back and forth between the chest voice and head voice becomes a skill that we become more and more comfortable with over time, especially if you're singing in the rock band Greta Van Fleet, right? You gotta have it. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for the day, gang. That's our week in a nutshell. I hope you're still practicing, and I hope you're just ripping it apart, just tearing it apart. Any other last minute questions or concerns, I'll be here for another 30 seconds. And you know, I see a bunch of new faces time and again. That's well appreciated. And I wanted to practice some gratitude by saying thank you for being here as a newcomer. I know it's important. And Kevin we've now reached the top of the official top of the hour, and our live chat moderator, Kevin, our good friend, mentions, have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks, Jason. Until Monday. And remember, yes, Lex G, Mr. G, you are beautiful. Don't forget, you are beautiful. And you know, if you share those words with other people, boy, what a nice little lift that is to share with other people. You are beautiful. You are so beautiful. It feels so good to just say it and mean it, you know? So share those things. Thanks, Mr. G, for being here, sharing that with us today. Very nice. Good luck on the recording. It is new stuff. It is new stuff. You want to hear like a little bit of the just some fun stuff. I support your journey. Hey, that's great. I'm not sure what journey, my guitar practitioner journey. I think that's a good thing to support. And you could support that if you really would like to with a super chat of $20. I'm just joshing you. All right. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, everybody. Happy picking. See you on Monday.